From painted skies to the serenity of snow to inspired creativity, God delights us in myriad ways. One of those ways is through crafting. It's so much fun to take ordinary items and transform them into something delightful. In today's video, we're going to do just that. We'll take Dollar Tree and other items and transform them into lovely decorations for your home. The projects are easy, inexpensive, and fun to do. My name is Lisa, and welcome to my channel. To make the charming bunny-inspired decorative heart, these are the items you'll need. This is a water pen, and I found this on Amazon. The chamber fills with water. I'll show you how we're going to use that. You'll also need one of these clear plastic hearts. They sell similar at Dollar Tree, but I found these on Amazon. You'll also want to choose a napkin with a pretty pattern, as well as the Mod Podge luster and this Deco Art Americana paint in buttermilk, as well as Duraclear varnish. Some of those items can be swapped out for Dollar Tree items. Any of the acrylic paints in a soft, creamy, milky yellow will work. I'm taking now an alcohol wipe, and I'm just going to do as you should do with any plastic or glass surface that you want to decorate. Just give it a nice wiping. I'm doing it on both sides, and later I'll also do the interior of the heart. The next step is to place the plastic heart over the design of your choice. Position it so that it'll show nicely through the heart. Then you'll see I'm using this water pen to outline that border, and that will allow the napkin to tear easily. As we tear the napkin, it will also create a deckled edge. That will make it blend in nicely with the background paint that we're going to use. Keep in mind, too, that depending on your design and the color of the napkin, you'll want to choose a paint color that complements it nicely. Here you can see I'm splitting the napkin so that only the top ply is going to be used on the design. That's a very important step. You see how sheer that makes the pattern, and it lays very nicely against the back side of the heart that we have covered with the Mod Podge luster. This is a reverse Mod Podge technique, so you can see that I've laid the design so that it's upside down, facing through the front interior of the heart. Now I'm just using a little bit more of the Mod Podge luster to touch up any of those edges that are not adhered. And you can use it over the entire back side there, because that eventually will be covered. Now I'm using a piece of saran wrap to overlay, and I'm going to use a soft napkin to press down against that. That'll remove any wrinkles and give you a nice smooth surface without causing any rips or tears in that thin napkin overlay. Another very important tip to mention to you is that you want to decorate the side of the heart that fits over top. You don't want to decorate the side that has that ridged portion, because then the design could be damaged. I'm now using a little dryer. It almost looks like a little mini hair dryer, but it's a heat gun just to dry that surface. Now I'm going to apply some of our Duraclear varnish in glossy. I'm using a paintbrush to just gently apply that over that surface. That will create a barrier so that we can then use our buttermilk paint and paint over. If you just put down the paint without putting that clear varnish barrier, the paint will bleed through the other side. So we're going to go ahead and cover the entire side as you see me doing. And then again, we're going to use our heat gun to dry that before we do a second coat. The little heat gun is a clever tool that I purchased from Amazon, and it really does speed up the process of drying. Now you can see that it's dried. I'm applying that second coat of the Duraclear glossy varnish. After we get that second coat on, we'll again dry it nicely, and then we'll be ready for our final step on this side, which is to use our buttermilk paint and give two nice coats to the back side. Using a sponge brush is the best way to apply the acrylic paint. It gives you a very nice smooth application. After I did the first coat, I used the little heat gun to dry it, and now I'm applying a second coat with the sponge brush again, and we'll go ahead and dry that, and you'll see what a pretty difference this makes in terms of making the design really stand out. Now we'll just use our little heat gun again to give it a nice thorough drying. It's important to remember also to dry between the two coats of paint. Each layer should be thoroughly dry before the next layer is applied. And now you'll see we're not done yet because I'm going to go ahead and use the alcohol wipe on the interior just to make sure it's nice and shiny clean. At this stage, you could consider yourself done, but I thought it would be pretty to decorate the backside as well. After splitting the plies apart, I'm just using that top ply to overlay on the back side of the heart. I applied some of the Mod Podge luster over that dried painted surface and simply laid down the image, this time right side up. I'm using the plastic, as you can see, along with the napkin to just really smooth that out, removing any wrinkles. And it's a great little tip when you decoupage to prevent that fragile wet napkin from tearing. And now that it's nicely adhered, we'll just remove that plastic, and then I'm going to simply tear that napkin from around those edges. That'll give us that deckled edge effect. Now you could, of course, have simply cut out your design and placed it, but I went ahead and just let the overlap remain, and then I just tore it off. You can see it blends in very nicely. For a finishing touch, I'm using some very pretty pink paint. This is Folk Art Matte Conch Shell, which I've used very sparingly on the end of this pouncer brush. I'm just trying to create a little pink blush over that surface, around the borders especially, and then just as a kind of a highlight accent color throughout the image. Any pretty pink acrylic paint will work. And depending on the design of the napkin that you choose, whether from Dollar Tree or any of the other places where they sell these decorative napkins, you may choose a different paint combination. But this is just showing you the technique. Hopefully this gives you good inspiration for your own creative ideas. I do find Marshalls and HomeGoods have really pretty napkin selections as well. So look how sweet this looks. I am just thrilled with this project. Once we put it together, you'll see it could be a cute little gift box for a piece of jewelry or any small item, or you could simply use it decoratively in an Easter basket, or in my case, I went ahead and included it in the Dollar Tree Valentine tiered tray that I put together. I am really delighted with how this comes together and all the possible ways of decorating these hearts using different napkin designs. Now, if you don't want to use it as a little gift box, you can seal it. And I decided to just close mine off by using some of this beaded trim that I purchased at Dollar Tree to seal off that seam line. And you can see it lays beautifully. You could also use decorative sequin tape or ribbon or countless other options. But this is nice because it does self-adhere and it's very easy to apply along that seamed edge. Here you can see I'm just covering up that seam line using strips of this all the way around the contours of the heart, and it really does give it a very sparkly, finished effect. I decided to also add some little sparkly jewels that I had also from Dollar Tree that came on a self-adhesive sheet, and I just kind of scattered those throughout the background just to add a little more sparkle and shine. And here we have it. I think it's just absolutely precious as a decor piece or as a little decorative gift box. continuing with our hearts theme, and because it's so nice to introduce soft textures into your displays, I'm using some of this Just Chenille yarn that I purchased at Dollar Tree, along with some of the wooden hearts that come in a package from Dollar Tree as well. This is such soft, silky yarn, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap this wooden heart in this very vibrant pink color. You can see here as I seek to find the end of the yarn that I'm going to go around the heart and just wrap it in random ways to create visual interest. It's so easy to do. You can't go wrong. All you have to do is make sure that each wrap covers another portion of the exposed wood. When you get it totally wrapped, it'll create a very soft decorative item. So it takes very little time to just wrap it, again, going in random ways, being sure to cover all of the exposed wood and continuing to go top to bottom and side to side and up and down just to create a lot of visual interest and movement in the yarn. You can see it looks pretty on both sides, and it's so easy to do and lends itself to use in a wide variety of displays. Here I've tucked it in to the little metal envelope from Dollar Tree. You can see the light pink one that I used in the tray. Here I've used a couple of them in a grouping. All of those items I made using almost entirely Dollar Tree items. That display is demonstrated on my Valentine playlist on my recent video that I produced. I think you'll enjoy that. Here I'm going to show you similarly how to wrap this large heart that you saw that I also used as part of the display. These are all from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use again this lovely Just Chenille yarn. Similarly, all you have to do, there's no hot glue or adhesive required. All you have to do is simply wrap the heart in a variety of random ways. It's very simple to do, and I wrapped the entire heart using one of these balls of the Just Chenille yarn. As you wrap, sometimes you'll need to secure the yarn with your finger just to get it to go over some of the contoured areas. It tends to want to slip into the middle. So now you can see I'm just winding up, pardon the pun, but it all takes about just a few minutes and you'll have a nice soft wrapped heart. I'm then going to use a stick that I took off of another heart from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to stick that into the bottom of the heart so that we can add it into our floral arrangement grouping. The soft colors and soft textures really do add a beautiful dimension to any Valentine display that you want to make for your home or as a gift. I hope you've enjoyed all of these projects. I am working on many more, and I hope you'll consider subscribing, and please do comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts. In the meantime, take care and God bless.